Good morning to you all students of BSc 1 Physics. I am KB Sir from NSPS College of Higher Education. BSc Part 1 Physics. There are 3 papers in BSc Part 1. Paper first, Mechanics and Wave Motion. This paper contains 100 questions. Each question carries half marks. One who has done his 11th and 12th properly and seriously, he is not going to face any problem in this paper because questions are being set on general understanding of the subject. Now, paper second, kinetic theory and thermodynamics. In this paper, there are 100 questions, objective questions. Each question carries half marks. Same is true here in this case. One who has done his 11th and 12th properly and seriously, he is not going to face any problem over this paper because questions are being set on general understanding of the subject. Now, paper third, circuit fundamentals and electronics. The whole paper is divided into 3 sections, section A, section B, section C. Section A, it contains 6 parts, small parts. You can say A, B, C, D, E and F. Each part carries 3 marks, although all the 6 parts are compulsory. Now, section B. There are 4 questions. You have to opt any 2 questions out of these 4 questions. Each question carries 8 marks. Similarly, there is a section C. This section also contains 4 questions. Each question carries 8 marks. You have to opt any 2 questions out of these 4 questions. A little labor and understanding of the subject along with good writing is required in this paper in order to get maximum marks. Now, let us move towards your syllabus. BSc 1 Part Physics. Now, towards your syllabus and basic tools. In order to handle the subjects properly, BSc Part 1 Physics, Unit 1, Rest and Motion, Frame of Reference, Moment of Inertia, Vectors, etc. Rest, absolute motion and relative motion, absolute rest and relative rest. When position of a particle is measured with respect to a stationary point and position of a particle is changing, you can say when position of a particle is changing with respect to a point which is at rest, we say this motion is absolute motion. And when a particle is motion with respect to a point which is itself moving, then we say relative motion is there. Now, frame of reference. Coordinate system is the simplest frame of reference. Now, position of a point with respect to some origin. Suppose P is a point and O is a fixed point. We have to explain position of a point with respect to this origin. This is denoted by R. Position vector of P with respect to O. If position of P is X, Y and Z. X, this gap is X, this is Y and this is Z. This is position of the point x, y, z. But only position of a point x, y, z is not sufficient to explain position of a point. Look, there is fourth coordinate, time. Therefore, correct position is, in order to explain correct position, we need 4 dimensions x, y, z and t. Yani that is location of a point at a time t. You can say it is x, y, z. Suppose point P moves to point Q through this path. Position of point P is x1, y1, z1 and time is t1. Position of point Q x2, y2, z2. Position vector P, Q is denoted by vector A and it is x2 minus x1 summation I. It means x2 minus x1 I plus y2 minus y1 j and z2 minus z1 into k. If point P moves from P to Q after taking time t, delta t, where delta t is t2 minus t1. Now velocity is dx by dt. So you must know vector, position vector of a point and motion, relative velocity and acceleration. We are going to explain it properly. Suppose a point is there in motion and particle is moving along this path. Position P is denoted by x1, y1, z1 and Q is denoted by x2, y2, z2. Position vector of point P, position vector of point P is denoted by R, that is I x1 plus j y1 plus k z1. You can represent it by saying this is R1. Mod R. This is simply length of this vector, yani magnitude of R is equal to under root x1 square, y1 square, z1 square. Magnitude. Now, velocity. Of point P is given by V is equal to, you can say V1 is equal to dr upon dt, yani variation of R1 with respect to time. That is V is equal to I dx1 by dt plus j dy1 by dt plus k dz1 by dt. So in this way, one thing is there कि basic tools are there, यानी differentiation must be known to you. Now question arises, what is differentiation? Differentiation is rate of variation of one variable with respect to other. Suppose there are two variables. Suppose there are two variables x and y. Then differential coefficient of y with respect to x is denoted by dy by dx, where d, in simple way you can say change in y divided by change x, when difference is delta x tends to 0, when difference must be very small. So this is instantaneous velocity, यानी velocity at the moment. No, differential coefficient. Differential coefficient of a function. Suppose y is equal to some function of x and you have to find dy by dx. Now you have to find dy by dx. So suppose coordinates are varying. This is the point from where coordinates are being measured. This is x1 and this is x2. This gap is x1, you can say x, and this is x plus dx, small change in x. So here x1 is equal to x and x2 is equal to x plus small change in x. When we are going to feed x in this function, so we get y is equal to fx. Suppose this is equation number 1. When x changes to x plus dx, y changes to y plus dy. According to question number 2, when we are going to find difference between these two, so y plus delta y minus y is equal to x plus delta x minus fx. Y is cancelled out, therefore dy is equal to x plus dx minus fx. Dividing by delta x on both sides, we get when delta x is very small, tends to 0, you can say it is very small, then dy by dx is equal to dy by dx, and we write it simply taking limit x plus dx minus fx upon dx. Now this is basic machinery to find differential coefficient of a function y is equal to fx. This machinery is used, this formula is used when you have to find differential coefficient of any function. Now once again I am trying to prove that basic tools are the first requirement in order to understand physics. Moment of inertia. Now moment of inertia. When one object is revolving about an axis in radius x, then moment of inertia of the object, suppose its mass is m, then moment of inertia I is equal to m into square of the separation. When mass m is revolving around the axis, if x is the radius, then moment of inertia of this object about this axis is given by I is equal to mx square. Now, what is the difference between m and I? What is the difference between m and I? What is the difference between mass and moment of inertia? It is very simple. You can say कि मास का वही रोल जो लीनियर मोशन में होता है, मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया का वही रोल रोटेशनल मोशन में होता है. लीनियर मोशन, in linear motion, linear displacement is there and linear velocity is there. In rotation, angular velocity is there and moment of inertia is there to control it, and linear velocity mass is there to control it. यानी जैसे कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है, भारी है, तो उसको डिस्प्लेस करेंगे, डिस्प्लेसमेंट होगा लीनियर, तो उसमें लीनियर वेलोसिटी मुश्किल से आएगी. मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया, जो ऑब्जेक्ट जिसकी मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ज़्यादा होगी, अगर हम उसको रोटेट करना चाहें तो एंगुलर वेलोसिटी क्रिएट करने में हमको ज़्यादा वर्क करना पड़ेगा, ज़्यादा टॉर्क लगाना पड़ेगा. तो इन दिस वे यू कैन समवन आस्क कि व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया एंड मास. तो सिंपली यू हैव टू से कि जो रोल मास का लीनियर मोशन में होता है, वही मास, वही रोल मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया का एंगुलर वेलोसिटी में होता है. नाउ व्हाट इज एंगुलर वेलोसिटी एंड व्हाट इज लीनियर वेलोसिटी? एंगुलर वेलोसिटी, velocity, it is rate of change of angle per unit time. Rate of change of angle per unit time, you can say d theta by dt. Rate of change यानी change in angle divided by change in time. This is rate of change of angle. Rate of change of angle with respect to time, denoted by omega. Denoted by omega. This is angular velocity. Now linear velocity. When linear displacement is there, so in this case we have to measure linear displacement. And linear velocity is nothing but it is linear velocity. Linear velocity. Now linear velocity. Linear velocity is rate of change of linear displacement, या you can say displacement with respect to time, that is d delta x by delta t, or dx by dt with the help of calculus. It is linear velocity. Linear velocity. Now relation between angular velocity and linear velocity. These are basic tools. Now relation between linear and angular velocity. It is v is equal to r omega, where v is linear velocity, r is radius, and omega is angular velocity. Now vector. Now few points towards vector. As I have already said, suppose you have done your 11th and 12th properly, dot cross वेक्टर्स की अंडरस्टैंडिंग मस्ट बी देयर, यानी वेक्टर्स भी आपको ठीक से आने चाहिए कि व्हाट इज डॉट प्रोडक्ट एंड क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट. वेक्टर, सपोज देयर आर टू वेक्टर्स a and b, it is x1i y1 j z1 k, and there is another vector b x2i plus y2j plus z2k, then dot product a dot b, simply it is x1 x2 y1 y2 z1 z2, and cross product a cross b, it is I j k x1 y1 z1 x2 y2 z2. This is dot product and this is cross product. Now simple question related to these points. What does A cross B represent? तो A cross B is a vector perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. यानी suppose there is a plane and there are two vectors A and B. Then A cross B is a vector perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. Suppose there are two vectors in a plane. This is table, and two vectors A and B are lying on the table, and you are searching what is A cross B. So then A cross B is another vector in a plane perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. यानी A और B जिस प्लेन में हैं उस प्लेन से परपेंडिकुलर दिशा में एक वेक्टर होता है A क्रॉस B. तो इन नटसेल A क्रॉस B इज ए वेक्टर, एंड what does A dot B, what does A dot B represent, and what does A dot B represent? तो A dot B is simple scalar quantity. Now few questions arise कि what is scalar and what is vector. What is scalar, what is vector? So it is well known to you, must be known to you, because you have already read this subject in 11th 12th or that too properly. So scalar quantities they are having only magnitude, direction is not there. For example, mass, volume, and vector quantities are those quantities who are having magnitude along with direction. जैसे 5 kilometers in east, तो there is direction also and magnitude is also. 4 is magnitude and direction, east is direction. So in this way you can write 4e, 4 kilometer east. Therefore it is a vector quantity because magnitude is there and direction is there. What is mass? Mass, suppose 1 kg mass is there, so it generally represents mass only, quantity only. What mass? Mass. 1 kg mass. There is quantity only. Quantity only. There is no direction. So, what is the difference between scalar and vector? Now, few questions are there. Suppose someone is asking general questions. Yeah, general. I have already said that in BSc 1, when there are objective questions, few questions are being set on general understanding of the subject. So I have already explained to you what is dot product, what is cross product. Now few questions are there, you have to answer. What is? Suppose question number 1. Suppose there are 4 vectors A, B, C and D. You have to find value of A cross B cross C cross D. What is the value? Value of this 1. What is the value of this 1? So it is clear. Cross product is known to you. But here there are 4 vectors. You have to understand what is the answer. And one question is there. Which one is meaningless? A dot B cross C dot D. Is it meaningful or meaningless? Question number 2. Question number 2. Is it meaningful? These are 2 questions based on general understanding of the subject because you have read there in 11th 12th dot cross. I am going to hint you A cross B. Suppose you are going to answer this question. A cross B, as I have already explained you, A cross B is a vector perpendicular to the plane containing the vectors. Therefore, this is a vector like this. And what is C cross D? C cross D is a vector perpendicular to plane containing these 2 vectors. So similarly, C cross D is also in this direction and A cross B is also in this direction. So in this way, these 2 vectors are parallel vectors. These 2 vectors are parallel vectors. When vectors are parallel, so what is the angle between them? Either it is 0 or it is pi. But another definition of cross product must be known to you. A cross B is mod A, mod B and sin theta and unit vector there. Sin theta and unit vector there. In cross product, angle between them is required. And it is well known to you. Trigonometry is also known to you. When theta is 0, sin 0 is 0. So what is there? This angle, this amount is 0. So in this way, you can find the value of product of all the 4 vectors. This is a vector and this is vector. Angle between these 2 vectors is 0. Therefore, value of this expression is 0. It is very simple to handle it. Now, A dot B is a scalar quantity. C dot D is also a scalar quantity, as I have already explained to you. So, this is a scalar quantity and this is a scalar quantity. Cross product of 2 scalar quantities is meaningless. This is a scalar quantity and this is a scalar quantity. Now cross product of 2 scalar quantity is meaningless. So therefore it is not meaningful, it is meaningless. So in this way you are going to get at least 50% or you can say 75% of the questions in objective papers. BSc 1 yani paper 1 and paper 2. general understanding of the subject must be there. Thanking you all. I am KB sir.